Hey folks, welcome to another episode of SwillinGrog's Wonderful World of Beer. This evening I shall be reviewing a brew that my good mate and fellow Aussie beer reviewer Gez Lawson recently sent me. Hopper Whitman Nut Brown Ale, 4.6% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by Brews, a subsidiary of Winery Exchange in Rochester, New York in the United States of America. Now I was really pleased to receive this from Gez in a recent beer mail. He actually sent me a couple of bottles that he acquired from Aldi down there in New South Wales. In New South Wales they're actually able to sell liquor in Aldi stores, but up here in Queensland, due to the insane liquor laws that we have, liquor can't be sold in Aldi stores, so I would have to, purchase it via their online stores. So anyway, Gez, look, I really appreciate it, mate. Like, that was very kind of you to spare a couple of bottles of this and send them up to me. Alright, well anyway, enough babbling. I think I should crack this lovely 355ml brown bottle of Hopper Whitman Nut Brown Ale open and see what it's like. Alright, so I'll use the old Hobgoblin bottle opener and I'll pour it out into the lovely Spiegelau tulip glass. Okay, so just a little bit of smoke there. Alright, just giving it a relatively gentle pour. Okay, get it all out there. Alright, well that sure looks good, I must say. My first beer of the day. Alright. Anyway, so let's make an assessment of the appearance, as we always do. Alright, well the appearance is obviously a dark brown colour with a sort of reddish amber hue when I hold it up to the light, but yeah, but pretty much, you could call it, dark brown. And yeah, I think when I poured it there was about 3 fingers of beige head there, but it's dissipated to 2, but it seems to be holding the head fairly well at this stage, and yeah, it's a nice, creamy, frothy looking sort of head there. Yeah, so I must say it looks really appealing, folks. And yeah, I can actually see that there's a fairly moderate amount of carbonation in there as well. So anyway, time we move on to the aroma. Alright, well what I'm getting is a very distinct smell of roasted barley malt there. Really not picking up much else, but yeah, it definitely smells very enticing. So we've talked about the appearance and the aroma, so that must mean that it's time for the most important part of the review, the taste test. So to you, the audience, cheers, and an even bigger cheers to my good mate Gez Lawson. Alright, let's dive in. Alright, well, as expected, it's very malt forward. You're getting a nice hit of malt there, up front. It finishes, very dry. There is a sort of residual sort of nutty taste, but I'm only sort of, picking that up, now. But yeah, it does have a nuttiness to it. It does say on the bottle here that it's an ale with natural hazelnut flavours, but I'm not sure if I'm really, detecting, hazelnut, but there's a definite sort of nuttiness there. There's probably no actual real bitterness to speak of. It's it's very minimal, like a very faint sort of coffee bitterness. That's as best I can describe it. Anyhow, it's time for another gulp. enjoying this, you know, on a winter's night here in Australia, although it's not really that cold, but certainly, yeah, ideal weather for a brew such as this. Yeah, look, I must say that it certainly is holding its, you know, taste profile. It's, you know, got, you know, some body to it, I must say. You know, in terms of its drinkability, it's, you know, certainly, you know, very drinkable at, you know, 4.6% ABV. I think it's one that you could, you know, certainly session. I have to say that I actually enjoy it just a little bit more than Newcastle Brown Ale, believe it or not. I think it's that sort of, you know, nuttiness that it does sort of have in the finish that I'm really kind of enjoying, and yeah, it's got maybe just a little bit more sort of body to it as well. But look, I mean, I'm definitely a fan of, you know, the malt forward brews, and you know, this is certainly something that's right up my alley. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely one that I'd you know, recommend to all of you folks, and yeah, I mean, it's very reasonably priced too, so you know, even the price point is really good on this one. I think Gez said it's about 40 bucks a carton, so you know, in Australia that's you know, that's sensational, you know, for an imported brew. Anyhow, time to wrap this up, I think, so I'll have one last gulp. Well, all in all, it's, you know, as I said, a very enjoyable brew. There's nothing offensive about it flavour-wise. You know, tonight it's really hitting the spot for me. Yeah, look, I'd be more than happy to give this a 9 out of 10, yeah. It's a, yeah, a very decent brew. Yeah, most impressive, folks, most impressive. Alright, well, anyway, thanks for joining me once again. And hopefully I'll be doing another review real soon. Until next time, fare thee well, all.